I'm Valerie, and welcome back to another episode of Would You Rather. Today, we are going to discuss all forms of love, and with me, I have three very special guests. I'm Grace.
Hi, I'm John.
Hey, I'm Ezekiel.
And before we hear their opinions on what kinds of love there are, we are going to hit the streets and check out the opinions of the Singaporeans about love.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Would You Rather? I'm Valen.
And I'm Megan.
So today we are at Jurong Point having this free interview.
And we'll be asking people on what do they think about the LGBT community and how do they feel about it. So let's go!
Hi, welcome back. So, what's your name?
My name is Bay, B-A-Y. People call me B-A-E.
Hi, Faye. Okay, so today we'll be asking you, do you know the definition of LGBT?
Lesbian, gay, B is bi, T is trans, LGBTQ, queer, and plus plus. And then there's the X, the new one I haven't seen before. Hi, say.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So how would you define LGBT?
I always tell people it's very rainbow. Why? Because like each color actually have their own flag and all lah. So like I'm sorry to oops, I didn't go for pink dot because I actually went for my this performance called Sparkle Talks then I feel it's very rainbow enough But in the end, yes, I do know all this. And technically I'm one of them.
So, what do you think if, let's say, a girl confesses to you or a guy confesses to you and they tell you that they are bisexual? How would you feel about that?
Oh hell no. Oh hell no. No, because actually me and Bella is very close friend. So whenever if let's say there's okay, so what happened was I dated someone who is bisexual, remember? And then it was toxic come on.
Was it a girl or?
It was a guy actually. And then it turns out very toxic. But I feel that not say discriminate by people, but I just feel that they are just by people I feel that they are just confused. They confuse their sexuality. That's why they say they are bisexual. Who knows they're asexual? Nobody knows that. Yeah.
So you would rather date a gay?
Can say that. Or bisexual, but depends. You must see how loyal is it, right? And then sometimes 我是看八字.
Okay,
Like the
nice,
zodiac,
nice.
which sign are you?
Horoscope.
The Taurus, are you a Cancer?
You go to the sun sign, the
Correct.
moon.
The sun to the moon and then to sunset, all this nonsense.
Wow.
Okay. So I think thanks for your time.
Yes.
Thank you so much. What do you think about the LGBT community?
Actually, I don't have any thoughts. I just think that it's just love. So regardless of whether you're lesbian, gay or straight, is love. So love brings everyone together.
So what if one of your guy friend that is bisexual and he decides to likes you, and then what would you do?
It's his freedom to like me. If you like me, I will gladly accept. But then the thing is, we will be friends because I'm not bisexual. I'm straight. So I'll just let him know that I'm straight because actually I have friends that are bisexual and then they are quite open. They will respect your decision that whether you are straight or are you gay or are you lesbian. So I think it's fine. You just don't lead them on. If you are straight, you tell them you are straight. If you are interested, you tell them you are interested. Yeah.
If a girl likes you and she's a LGBT, would you drop her or would you take her as your girlfriend?
Okay, my answer would be depends. Okay, as long as she is still loyal to a man, which is me, I will still keep her. But if she never tell me from in the very first place that she is bisexual, depends on our situation. Yeah. So if we had to break up, then I had to let her go.
How would you feel if, let's say, she cheated on you with a girl?
Oh, cheated with a girl. I wouldn't know how it feels because I won't have that jealousy unless if she cheated me with another man. Then I will have that envious feeling. So when it comes to cheating with another girl, probably I might either don't mind, or should I see them as sisters? I also don't know.
Let's say if she slept with another girl, would you still, and she said she regrets doing that and she wants to go back to you, would you still accept?
Oh.
In a way, it's not cheating with another man, it's a girl. So
as a woman,
how would you feel and what would you do?
Okay, I got no comments to that. Yeah, because as far as I know, if a woman sleeps with another woman, none of that woman will get pregnant. So I don't think there will be any problem with that. Unless if she sleeps with another man, then too bad for me.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
So today we're going to touch on the topic on all forms of love, and we're going to dive deeper down into the LGBTQ community. It seems like from the street interview, everyone is generally accepting, our LGBTQ plus community, but we're going to dig a little bit deeper down with our three guests to see if this, if it aligns together with the society that we have currently. Okay, so we're just gonna start off like really light. Okay, are you guys for the LGBTQ plus community?
For.
For. One for. For sure?
Totally down.
Totally down for it. So we have a very supportive community over here. I think that personally in this society that we have currently, in our generation, it is much more open right now compared to our parents' generation, like if we compare. So do you guys agree? Like, is it getting more open to the concept of having LGBTQ friends, someone closer to you?
Yeah.
It is?
Definitely.
It is? Definitely. Okay. Do you guys have any close friends who are in this community?
I personally don't have.
I have but I think it's a little bit tricky because sometimes you have friends that aren't sure.
Exploring.
Right. And I think that's why it's really tricky because how do you determine when you're when you are leaning there and you're not? And in a culture that may not encourage it, you may not know it. But in a culture, likewise, a culture that encourages it, it forces you to think that, I'm definitely LGBTQ. So there are a lot of things to think about here, because when you're in the LGBTQ community, it's right now really forward moving. Like if we look at the United States, we have a lot of them who are so involved in that community that they may not even explore being straight.
I see.
In that sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are looking at the exploratory stage, they could be, they might not be, or they thought they might be, then turn out they are not, right? Okay, so it's a really complex situation, right? Complex situation. Okay, so that's a small nugget from you. What about you, Ezekiel?
For me, I think I have quite a number of friends who are in the LGBTQ community.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so like LGBTQ actually basically represents lesbian, which Q is what? BT. Transgender.
It's lesbian,
bisexual. Correct. Yeah, I think based on my clicks and whatnot, right, I think I cover about 3 to 4.
3 to 4 of it. Interesting. Okay, so I expect to hear your personal experience, or how do you act in front of those friends, okay? Because with them being exploring who they are, would you feel uncomfortable? Did you feel uncomfortable at one point in time?
I think I'm more of an open-minded person. So as a retrospective, right, based on my experience, they did try. So they attempt to actually, I wouldn't say the word seduce, but I would say actually try to pursue me. Wow. Yeah. So like if I go to a normal street bar, I'll be only max to max average of 6. But if I were to go to LGBTQ bar, I'll be deemed as a 10. Yeah, I think it's nice. Beauty is the eye of the beholder, you see, in my perspective. Yeah. So it's somehow a validation in a sense. Like I go there, I feel so much better. It's like they are embracing my self-love, you see. Yeah. Nice. But it's true though.
Okay. Yeah. So question for you is, if you don't mind asking, have you ever considered yourself as part of the community then?
Okay. Back in my younger days, I deemed I was actually bi-curious. Wow. So like looking. Oh, wow. Because when I look at actually like guys, right, those very handsome ones, I felt that, but then I tried. Okay, I would, not in that sense, but I went to a LGBT bar.
So you started with attraction first, right?
Yeah. So I went to an LGBT bar, and the first, it was a gay lah. So the first gay guy that I met on the bar was actually a psychiatrist.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's- and-
Okay.
and-
Okay.
And, yeah, and he's actually he's a Eurasian descent in a sense. Yeah. So
That's a 10.
yeah, that's a 10.
That's intense. Right. Okay.
We
You hit it off.
we did hit it off, but then I think that experience. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it because but the experience got me back to the straight path because I found out that actually no, it's just like beauty. I'm just appreciative of beauty. Like perhaps like if the guy is handsome, I say, hey, it's just that I don't think I'm going along that lines.
Okay, so you have tried, tested, and proven that you are
Yeah.
not.
Not to the last base and whatnot, but yeah.
Okay, interesting, right? So this brings us back to our community, with our society seemingly being more acceptive of the LGBTQ plus community, and more people are trying to explore themselves a little bit more. And John, have you ever crossed your mind? Have the thought ever crossed your mind that you want to explore? Yeah.
Like crossing my I think we're seeing it more and more pronounced these days. Even when I'm watching the movies, like when they're having intimate scenes, you tend to think like, I don't think I
It
suit.
fits you.
Yeah, you don't, because when you see intimate scenes of, let's say like The Notebook or some romantic film, you do see yourself like, it would be nice if I was in that situation. But yeah, it's something that I have maybe thought about once or twice, but yeah, it just doesn't fit. Yeah.
I think that could be like a starting point, right? Because
Uh-huh.
back to Ezekiel, like how he found out it's really that attraction
Right,
that caught
right.
him, and that didn't seem to work out for you for that kind of attraction,
Yeah.
right? So I guess
Yeah.
because I've always wondered how do people explore themselves, and how do they deem
yeah.
that whether they are les, they're a bi. There's no like a
Right,
textbook
right.
definition,
Right,
and who's
exactly.
gonna tell you you're a les, you're a bi, you're a
Right,
gay? Like
right.
how do you know that? How exactly do you know that?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it is only from a friend's experience that you can hook onto, or you Google it like, what's the definition? Then do I categorize myself in
Right.
that form of like definition?
Right. And it's that constant exposure.
Yeah, it's the exposure. You see how they act, and if you relate to that, you are probably that. I think that's how the
Yeah.
society works right now. Is that the case that you guys think?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, are you leaning too much on that idea that, I may have been curious, but because of how ongoing this whole thing is, you start to lean really quickly into, I'm definitely LGBTQ. Yeah.
And that's when we see most people will lean back out and say, I'm not, right? So try and test it. Okay.
John, maybe you want to try going to Near Road.
You want to try going to Neuro to explore it deeper.
It sounds good, right? You say, free drinks and all. I mean, yeah. We'll see.
Okay, so with that, right, I also have a question for Grace. Okay, if we scenario play, if one day your very close girlfriend comes and confess to you and say that she really, really likes you, and how would you react to that?
I think I'll be surprised and then flattered. But if I'm not, why?
It's just flattered. It's like,
Flattered.
I mean, it is like it came as a shock at first, but then I will respect like her sexuality, because it shouldn't affect the way like that we have been best friends lah. I may not reciprocate like the feelings back, but I think I will just probably thank her for her courage for letting me know, because it's not easy, especially like living in Singapore. It's getting better, but there's still some stigma like behind it and all.
And it's a step that she took
Yeah.
out, right? So you appreciate her courage. But would it affect your friendship? Would you be not as close to her because she likes you, right? What if she's very like physically touchy and like want to be close to you? Would you be able to accept that?
I mean, it's okay lah, because we are best friends, right? So we are able to actually speak our honest mind. So like, she should also respect my boundaries if I
Right.
actually set it straight with her lah.
Oh.
But then I shouldn't let.
No, I think yeah, that's true. I'm agreeing.
I shouldn't
Agreeing.
let like her sexuality like just, I don't know,
Cloud your
damage-
judgment.
Yeah, and damage like the whole friendship just because of how she identify with
Right.
like.
Important. So you take it maturely lah,
Yes.
right? And you guys set the boundaries first. You know, you could be doing this, or if you're uncomfortable with this, then I think you should just like speak your mind, which is a good point, right? That's how we should probably approach. Yeah, and if any of you guys face the same issue, I think it's a good way to tackle it. Yeah. So great. That's great.
But I think,
Yeah.
I think to that, I think it's more on her girlfriend. Like,
My girlfriend.
no,
How
like
is she think-
your best friend.
Your bestie.
Yeah, I think it's more on her in the sense that she might not be able to stay friends. That's why she's confessing, because she can't stay at that level. So I think you being okay about it, she may not. So I think it's a little bit on a harder end on the person who confesses. Because the fact that they can't be best friends, the fact that they confess shows that they are struggling to maintain that level to a certain extent. Yeah.
So with that being said, after the confession, you know, you guys might drift apart. Because she actually kind of come out from the closet, you see, from her perspective. Yeah. So it might.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Okay, guys, this is just scenario playing. This is just scenario playing. Let's not go too deep into that. But yeah. I think definitely I feel personally like friendship might be affected from the situation, right? It will be hard depending on how you take it, depending on how she take it. Yeah.
I
it
think
will be
even
different.
for like straight couples, I would say guy or girl, if they are best friends,
Yeah.
if one of them confess to another, it's also going to affect. It's not just
Exactly.
going to be
It's
limited
not
to
just gonna be-
LGBTQ.
yeah.
The person who confesses might struggle. So I don't think it limits. Yeah, I think.
Okay, so we gotta like, I think the point here is that we gotta hold our words, or put it in a good way, okay, to not hurt the other party, and it will just, you guys just gotta let things flow off. We can't control anything, right? We can't control anything. Okay, so let's move on to how society, right? Example, lesbians seem to be more acceptive in the society than the gays. For example, like if a girl, they hold hands in the public, it's like nothing, right? They're just like good friends, best friends, and whatnot. But if a guy and a guy do that in the public, they tend to attract more attention. Do y'all agree? Like in our society today? No?
I agree.
Y'all don't see that? Y'all not see that?
I see that actually. But honestly, I feel very happy for them because like they are putting themselves out there and like they're not afraid of holding hands. And but then I do see like people, like the other people like around them, like just giving them the weird eye or something.
Draw eyes, like
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
just, you know.
and wouldn't that make them uncomfortable if we are gonna be a acceptive like society?
Yeah, I think I see a lot of butchers out there, like compared, and I so it's you sort of think that it's a normal. It becomes almost like it's straight because it's like the lady attempting to be a guy. So you don't see two guys when it's two guys in the street. You immediately feel a little weird because for a guy, broad shoulders, tall, and then he's trying to look.
Are you referring to me?
Yeah, are you referring to him? I saw Ezekiel sitting right out. He was like, broad shoulders. No.
I think it's very hard to become a guy because for a lady to become a guy, you can pass off a little shorter, a little small, but that look sort of passes off as if you have very masculine features. It's really hard. So
Oh yeah, I have something to add on. I have a few friends who are butchers, and a lot of them, it's really, really a pity because they are really, really pretty. And then they are not straight. So it's really a pity because 他们的五官啊, yeah, she's a 10, but she's a butch. Yeah, really. They are like, I wouldn't say very, very like celebrity-like, but it's that attraction is very, very alluring. Yeah. What a pity.
But why is it a pity? They can't help it, what? Like that's how they identify with.
Maybe I can try to make them straight again.
whoa, wait.
Why
Why are you trying to force your belief on them?
No, because
I think it's like in a sense, if what he's trying to say is like someone with such feminine features,
Correct.
it's like he's like based on the look,
Correct.
not even
but it
her
can't
person.
be helped.
So it became
No,
a
no,
bit
no.
superficial.
But that's why it's like a
Yeah.
plea. It's like, you know.
It's just like it can't be helped
Yeah.
that I'm attracted to her.
Yeah.
Although her being a butch.
It's almost like, you know, that he has a 10 personality, but it's such a pity that he has a 4 look. Or like, or he has a 10 look, but it's such a pity that he has a yeah.
At the end
same
of
thing.
the day, let's be honest, we're all superficial, right?
Mm,
I
that,
mean, looks
like,
still plays a very big role.
The
in
stars
getting-
didn't align.
Yeah, the stars didn't align.
Okay, so gathering from all of that, right? Do you guys really think that our society is acceptive of LGBTQ plus? Because you know, we
No.
had the street interview, right? They all say yes, it's a politically correct answer. But look at that, we dive deep down. Okay, you're gonna be looking at them walking on the streets and everything. So it's a. What do you think?
I think the younger generations are getting better.
Okay.
Yeah, they're more open-minded.
Yeah.
The older generation might still have a little catching up to do with the younger generation.
Catching up to do.
But I don't know. I would say I'm in the middle, but I'm super like accepting of everyone. Like, because it doesn't affect me. If you're happy, you're happy. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, mind your own business, right?
Yeah.
Mind your own business. Okay. What about you guys? What do y'all think?
For me, I think that I had basically I have a friend who is, I think he's about 30ish right now. So it took him a good 10 years or recently for 4 to 5 years to actually let his parents know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult to come out of a
easy,
closet.
Yeah.
Because Asian parents, you see, it's
Exactly.
always like you'll never be good enough. You know, straight A's. You need to go for lots of curriculum, etc. So we always have the persona of our parents that they are very strict. Like, you know.
And your parents has a gender stereotype of how a man should act or how a girl should act.
Correct, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's the reason why I think it's hard for Singaporeans, especially, to come out from the closet. Yeah, really very hard.
Yeah, and we're gonna pull in, you know, the repeal of 377A. Okay, yeah. So we have all of that. So, you know, our audiences, do you guys really think that our society in Singapore is acceptive of this LGBTQ plus community, right? Even though we hosted Pink Dot after 3 years, it's an event and everything. But, you know, deep down, is it really the case? Yeah. John?
Truth be told, everyone says yes in a lifetime, but if within the family someone's like not straight, I have a feeling they would be a tad disappointed.
Yes, right.
I think there's a certain amount of opinions that are within the circle. So they would say, yes, I'm open to it as long as it's not part of my, or it's not my business. Even friends, they're like, oh, okay, you know, my friend has it, no skin off my back.
Right.
But if it's my child, they'll be like, oh,
Exactly.
oh, gee, like
It's someone you hold
my
close
son is
to.
so handsome. What a pity! Like what you said. What a pity! He's so handsome. He
Yes,
wants to be
yes,
to be
yes.
female.
And with that 377A, even India has recently lifted up the ban for gay marriages. Taiwan has also legalized gay marriages, which says a lot in the Asian country, right? We're just gonna keep it within Asian. We just do the comparison. They have been lifting it. They have been, you know. And why is Singapore not up to it, right? Why is Singapore not up to it?
Singapore needs to wake up.
No. Okay, that's true. That's true. But because for my perspective is this, since young, there's already been a tradition. So it's hard to actually, you know, refrain from the tradition.
There's that mold that we grew up
Yeah,
in.
I don't want to say anything, but usually governments tend to say they're very liberal, you know. But look at Amos Yee, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever things he did, you know, he got backlash.
You're out,
Yeah,
right? You're out.
There was a lot of backlash and repercussion that whatever he got. But then that being said, I think it was childishness that got what he did. To
Yeah.
do. But I feel that Singapore is liberal.
But still holds back a little
Correct.
bit.
So I would say it's neo-liberal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I also think that, you see, if Pink Dot, okay, I mean, if they are not open to actually the whole LGBT community, Pink Dot
Wouldn't have happened,
would have never
right?
sufficed. Correct. It wouldn't have happened. So, I think we are transiting already.
Yeah. But recently there was also the case where a lesbian couple, they wanted to hold, their marriage in a hotel, and they were outright rejected. Yeah, they were outright rejected. They said, no, you can't. Okay, so what do you guys think about it? And that speaks a lot about our society once again, right? We are opening up to it, but maybe we are not there yet, right? Yeah, can you imagine if you're a couple and say, no, you can't get married in my hotel just because you're a lesbian, How would you feel if you were that couple?
I've seen a lot of views from quite a few people, but one of them said, because she talked about how on the news in America, likewise, there was a gay couple who wanted their, I think, wedding cake, or they wanted to buy a cake from a baker, from a bakery. Yeah. And the baker doesn't want to sell them the cake because of whatever values they hold. And my friend said they reserve the right not to sell, just like how they reserve the right not to buy. Like it's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking, if you replaced this gay couple with just a normal, let's say
normal.
black guys. Let's say just black guys, both straight. They walk in and they just want to buy cake, and I said, I don't want to. Or a black couple, let's say a straight couple, and they say, I do not want to sell you cake. Does that become reserving my rights, or is that discrimination? Because once you think about that, that becomes, oh, that's racist. So I think a lot of people don't realize that actually that there's a certain amount of discrimination.
There is. Because these are services that
Right. At the end of the day, you are a business. At the end of the day, you're a paying customer. So I think it's really important to realize that, yes, you may not believe in it, but at the end of the day, you are a bakery. At the end of the day, you are a hotel. You provide that service, it should be non-discriminative. Unless they are causing trouble. That's a different thing. If they're coming in with armed, that's a different story. That's not discriminating. That's life-threatening. But it's just that it's something that goes beyond your values, and I think it was because of religion, if I'm not wrong, that caused the baker not to sell. And I do get it. I do get that religion thing. But at the same time, you're also taught to be all loving and all that. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. So it's hard to grasp, where do you draw the line?
Right.
Does selling a cake really show that you support it, or are you just baking a cake?
Correct. And adding to that point, right? The couple that tried to book the hotel, right? And the hotel also issued a letter of apology. Yeah. But I also I'm currently looking at from the hotel's point of view, because of how perhaps in Singapore it's not legalized to be doing that, so they are also stuck in between.
Because they are a business at the end of the day.
They are a business.
They need to make sure that it's.
They need to make sure that. So all in all, it's just. I think that's the overarching thing, that our society is somehow still not acceptive, still not supportive. In this entire community that we so much speak of. Oh yes, we are. We support. We are really okay with it. It's really easy to say. Yeah, we are okay with it. But do we really act that way?
When it becomes your business.
Yeah, and when it becomes your business, how are you gonna do? Which is why you see, every hotel can be saying, oh, we're receptive and everything. But if it really comes to them, then
I guess the law is a bit
correct. Yeah. That's a point that maybe you can drop from.
And it depends who their customers are. If this hotel's frequent clients are old timers, you can't expect them to be okay with it. If it's a boutique hotel who has travelers from all over the place, who are a little more I guess open-minded, they would see, oh sure. But if it's something that is really a really traditional hotel, I do see it becoming a problem.
Okay, so what about celebrities that you guys know who are in the LGBTQ community? Any examples that you guys? Wow, John, you're ready.
Yeah, I feel like once they're celebrities, it becomes slightly more acceptable. There's a little bit of cushioning for it. It's
support,
like,
right?
oh, they are good examples because they're I think a lot of people try to take inspiration from
They model
celebrities.
after.
Right. So once they're like, oh, he even he is a gay or he's a trans.
If he can come out, why
Oh
can't
yeah,
I?
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's also another side of the coin where they're like, "Oh, he's a celebrity. How could he come out like that?" Kind of thing. Elton John, we've one of notable names.
Yep.
Ellen DeGeneres, right?
Right.
We heard of how she was discriminated at first.
Yeah, she lost her show, right?
Right. Yeah, I think we don't realize that they sort of paved the way, I guess, in a certain aspect. They were like the mavericks of the industry, you know, just pushing forth their beliefs. But you realize that they don't really push for it. In a sense, I think it's more of what you want, and it showed that they were going for what they wanted. It's
It just
not-
came
yeah.
naturally.
Right,
It's not
right,
forced.
right.
Something very genuine.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not persuading, but they're just saying that I'm not giving up what I truly want.
Yeah.
Which is something interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think these days a lot of people are trying to push for everyone to be in that community. It's more than that. You know, it's more than just respect my decision, but more of join us kind of thing. So it's that line again that you need to draw about where are you doing this for yourself or are you just trying to influence and persuade a whole community?
That's true. And if celebrities are just gonna, you know, because it will bring them a lot of attention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of attention,
They
a lot
love
of
controversy.
awareness. Yeah, and you know, if you're gonna be saying it for the sake of saying it, then it's a whole another story. It's just riding on the trend of it, which
no publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So these are some good examples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that they paved the way, or rather, you know, because they have a huge influence, and they should, you know, more and more take a good stand for themselves, or like how they portray themselves, because it influenced like a lot of people of how they are modeled after. So they don't take care of themselves.
Right. Well, quite honestly, you don't see Ellen, you know, she lives quite a private life.
Yeah.
You don't see it too much. You don't see her talking about a relationship and, you know, filming it, and so honestly it's more of what they want and more of they paved the way by saying it's possible, but it's more of my
own decision.
Exactly.
For my own
Exactly.
life.
Exactly.
Yeah, their own pursuit, and they chose the kind of love that they want.
Right.
Right. So all in all, we just deserve love ourselves.
True.
All right. So that was a really interesting episode, and it's somewhere, you know, close to home. And I think, do you guys have anything to say to the LGBTQ community before we wrap up? You know, maybe a word of encouragement, be how you feel, or are you guys really 100% acceptive? You know, let us know.
Maybe I can go first. I think the masses need to know this. People opinions don't matter. Alright? Follow your gut feel. If you really feel that LGBT community is meant for you, but don't go for the shit mentality just because it became trended or it's, you know, just don't follow the trend. Like, what do you got to follow the trend? Be genuine, be unique, be yourself. Yeah, and because a lot of people are just joining the bandwagon for the sake of joining the bandwagon. Because they want,
just for the sake.
So I think you need to have some self-evaluation or some sort of self-reflection. Whether, are you really into this kind of endeavor? Let's put it this way. You know, that's my advice for people.
That's a good one. John, what about you?
100%. I second that. Like, in a sense, knowing what you want is the first and foremost thing. Like, the second step is fighting for it, right? But you shouldn't fight for it just because it's the trend. Like, a lot of people fight. It's almost like joining a queue that you don't know what it is.
You know, like those coffee shops.
Exactly.
You see the long queue means
exactly. You don't even know where the queue leads to. So I think it's really fighting for what you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good one. Okay, what about Grace?
I guess I'll just say love is love. Like, it shouldn't define, like, who we love should define, like, us as a whole. Because, like, it's just who we choose to love, like, and we should all, like, really learn to mind our own business. Like, if it doesn't affect us, then just let people love freely and like yeah lor.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like all in all, we just deserve to be loved, right? No matter in what forms, in what ways, and we probably just hope that saying that you are accepting of it, stick to your words, act the same way, and we hope to see a more inclusive community in Singapore, right? And that has been a good episode. Thank you to Grace, John, and Ezekiel for joining us today. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and also leave a comment down below of what you think about the LGBTQ community. Are you for it? Okay, and yeah, do subscribe with it to us for more videos. And with that, we've come to the end. Until the next episode, would you rather? Bye.